Hello, today is May 31 and number 29, and today's topic is going to be like this: learning English with Netflix. I would say this topic help you to improve your English skill. I'm not sure if you study English or not, but if you study other languages like Japanese and Spanish and something like that, you know this method definitely helps you to improve languages, other languages. Yeah. Anyway, let's get the ball rolling. And at first, I have to say that, I would suggest that you watch a video things that you already watched with your first languages. For me, Japanese. Yeah, cause that's easier for me and you to understand your first languages, so that you watch that movie at least one time. Yeah. For my case, actually recently I watched a JoJo, which is a Japanese anime, but I watched a JoJo with Japanese when I was in Japan, and now I try to watch with JoJo with English. It's a bit of easy for me to watch a JoJo, because as I said earlier, I watched the JoJo with Japanese when I was in Japan. Yeah, so that's why if you want to use Netflix with learning English, how about choosing a video that you've already watched? Next, I'm gonna talk about tips. First, I look up a word if there's a word that I'm not sure in a sentence. Only one word, I suggest that you make rules when to start learning languages with Netflix, especially when you come across unknown English vocabulary or languages you learn. But from now on, I will talk about English, because English is the language I've tried to learn. If you try to Google vocabulary that you are not sure, you know, you can finish looking up a word you are not sure. Yeah. So that's why I made a rule. If a word comes up to me, if one word if one word comes up to me, I try to Google it. But if some words, like 2 or 3 words, comes up to me in a one sentence, I don't Google them, because it's too much. Yeah. This is my rule. If you like to Google a lot of vocabulary, you should do that. But you have to obey this rule, because you make this rule, right? I would suggest that you shouldn't make a rule that you can promise. Second things, I would say this is the most important things to learn English with Netflix. Mimic some phrases that you like. It pretty helps me out when it comes to pronounce, and I feel I can speak English more smoothly. And I try to care about linking, which is connection with word and word. For example, I and have and a and pen. I have a pen. Have a. This is linking. Did you got it? Yeah. And I try to care about linking and how and when the actors say it. Actually, recently I've watched Wednesday on Netflix, and one character say, "Don't mess with me," like this. I can mimic word and how the actor say it, and when she's so angry at the character, like, "Don't mess with me," like this. Yeah, don't mess don't mess with me means, you know, don't underestimate me. This is the way to study English with Netflix, and that helps me a lot, you know. And I really like the way to study English with Netflix because, you know, before I studied English with Netflix, you know, I always study English with textbook, some vocabulary books. Actually, actually, that way is a bit of, you know, boring for me